Let's go then into the meat of this research and tackle the global market structure. A first simple report of the monthly searches provides already interesting insights about e-mental health market. Indeed, the monthly research volume about keywords related to e-mental health reports a high interest regarding this field. Main e-mental health providers and terminologies are checked in major countries. The reported numbers correspond to the combined monthly searches in the US, Canada, UK, Australia, Germany, India, Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico. Key e-mental health providers like Calm is searched organically up to 1 million times on monthly basis. The general trend of mental health apps during the 5 last years draws an interesting trend. The trend is more or less steady during the last 12 months. Let's go now to more quantitative and direct assessment of the e-mental health market. Numerous data sources are combined using data analytics and data science techniques. The data analysis aims at assessing both the market size and the market trend of the e-mental health market. The market size is estimated at $656 million in 2019. This number confirms that e-mental health is a niche market at its early stage. An additional important KPI for e-mental health is the CAGR, or CAGR, which stands for Constant Annual Growth Rate, estimated for 5 years between 2019 and 2024. The CAGR is key for assessing any market performance. Indeed, the CAGR assesses the opportunity on the longer run and provides an insightful comparison of the market with respect to the average market growth. The estimated CAGR of e-mental health during the considered period is 25%. This number confirms that e-mental health is gaining big momentum and that it is a considerable opportunity for entrepreneurs and investors. The e-mental health is expected to reach $2 billion in 2024. The e-mental health can be divided into 3 main components: the online therapy market, the meditation and mindfulness market, then a third category embedding miscellaneous e-mental health applications. The current study estimates the worth and trend of each component during the period of interest between 2019 and 2024. Continuing with the e-mental health global structure and main components, meditation and mindfulness segment occupies the major part of e-mental health market. Indeed, e-meditation and mindfulness represents almost half of the market. This segment encompasses the relaxation apps like Calm. The online therapy market occupies the second place with 1/5 of the global market. The online therapy market encompasses apps like Talkspace and all the online psychological counseling apps. Different data sources are combined in order to assess the geographic segmentation of the e-mental health market worldwide. The US market occupies the first place in 2019 with a worth of $500 million. Asia is a strategic area for e-mental health market and should witness high growth in the upcoming years. The geographic segmentation is also performed for e-meditation and mindfulness component. The US and Asia are leading the market with more than 2/3 of the global market worth. The geographic segmentation is also performed for the online therapy component. Online therapy is occupying about 1/5 of the global market. The segment can be further deployed. Indeed, this further deployment can be performed by improving the global brand image of counseling in general and its online version in particular. This is particularly true in developing countries. Finally, the remaining miscellaneous e-mental health segment shows a similar trend than the former 2 components. All the remaining e-mental health are grouped into this segment in order to avoid fragmenting further the segments of an already relatively small niche market. Now, what about the audience profiles that is interested in e-mental health? Audience segmentation and persona profiling is key for each market study. For this purpose, Facebook Audience Insight Tools is used. It's performed on key countries like US, Canada, UK, Australia, Germany, India, Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico. The reported numbers correspond to the combined results in the above-mentioned areas. A first gender insight shows that the online therapy market is more led by men than women. A further age segmentation by gender shows a relatively similar outcomes for the two genders. Indeed, the major part of the audience is situated between 25 and 54 years old. A major difference between the two genders is situated above 55 years old audience. Indeed, 24% of female audience above 55 years old are e-mental health consumers versus only 14% of males situated in the same age segment. Going further with the audience insight study, the personal situation and the educational level are reported. The personal situation shows that the major e-mental health audience is engaged. In addition, more than the two-thirds of the studied audience is undergraduate. This is globally consistent with the age segmentation seen previously. The audience insight covers then the demand side. What about the supply and the related competitive landscape? A competitive landscape study is performed for each of the three subcomponents of the e-mental health market. Increasing number of e-mental health providers can be reported for each of the e-mental health components. A rich competitive landscape reflects a rich market and a mature market. Generally, having a market with a dynamic competitive landscape is a good sign. Let's quantify then the market share between these major stakeholders. Let's focus on the two main segments of e-mental health market. Regarding e-meditation and mindfulness market, two main suppliers control over two-thirds of the global market. These two suppliers are Calm and Headspace. Calm has a slight advantage on the market and holds about 40% of the global market share as the market leader. The online therapy apps seem to be more evenly partitioned. This is true even if three major suppliers are still controlling more than 80% of the global market. The market leader in this e-mental health niche is Talkspace with more than 40% of market share. The main outcome of this competitive landscape is that the market is controlled by few suppliers. Entering the market should hence take into account a refined and accurate study about these major stakeholders and their products. How do these major suppliers monetize their apps and what are the main business models? For this purpose, let's take a look at the main business models behind health tech apps in general. The study shows that health apps and e-mental health apps have at least 9 different options for monetizing their value proposition. The top 3 monetizing strategies are licensing by requesting fees against the purchase of the app, billing the service behind the usage of the app like hourly billing for online psychological counseling, app development through the development of custom features for e-mental health practitioners, for example. This market seems to be an interesting opportunity until now, but what are the main financial numbers that should be known by a typical interested investor or entrepreneur tackling this market? In this purpose, some key financial numbers are studied. For instance, the development cost of a general-purpose app starts at $30,000. Health tech apps in general and e-mental health apps in particular are more complex products that may start at $100,000 for their development cost. The final development cost of a typical app depends on 3 main factors that are the features to be developed, the platforms on which the development should be done, the developer's hourly rate that varies considerably between geographic regions around the globe. For instance, in Europe and the US, the hourly rate ranges between $30 and $250. On the other hand, in India, the hourly range is between $20 and $80. Typical e-mental health app development takes up to 3 months and costs up to $80,000 for its first version.